What's up, everybody? I'm back again to do a quick video review of the PDP 5-inch full size. This one's not going to be super formal, so just kind of going over some talking points on the pistol. It's not going to be super visually appealing, but kind of something to listen along to. So if you're one of those people that needs shooting and fast-paced excitement, I apologize in advance. With that, I'll dive into it. So my pros for this pistol, overall it's pretty good. Obviously, it's pretty known that the PDP has an excellent trigger, so I agree with that. I do like the trigger. The trigger shoe is kind of a weird feeling. It's a really wide, flat surface, so like my trigger finger placement on it felt a little strange sometimes when I'm used to more narrow triggers, but overall that was not a big deal, something that's definitely workable. And obviously the brake and everything else is really good on it, which is pretty well known. I also do think it's a little chunky and stuff, but I do think that it looks pretty good, especially here with the OD green lower, and the two-tone look I think looks great. So definitely chalk that up in the pros column. I'm sure it's a little polarizing because it's kind of chunky and you have those super aggressive serrations, but everything kind of has a function, and I do appreciate that about it. Ergonomically, I was also super impressed with this. The first time I put my hand on it, my thumb just fell right onto both the slide release and the mag release. And I've never had another pistol where it was just effortlessly, I could manipulate either control without having to do any sort of shifting at all. And it really felt like it was made for my hand. So I really appreciated that. My opinion on the ergos changed maybe just a little bit when I started shooting it. But as far as like the slide release and the mag release, I don't think it can get much better than that. Another in the pros column is the optic mounting system. It sucks in that you have to, there's my cow placeholder. It sucks in that you have to wait for the plates to come in from the manufacturer, but I like that it's included in the purchase price, and that's not something extra that you're gonna have to go out and buy. The weight is hard, especially I know you get a new pistol in and it's like, yeah, I'm excited, I want to go mount up an optic and shoot it, and you can't do that in this case, but it's definitely worth the wait. I like the mounting system, everything is held solid, and I put that firmly in the pros column. Moving on from there, and just to give you a little background, I kind of skipped this at the beginning, but I don't have a whole bunch of rounds through this. It's probably somewhere around 400. So just to kind of give you a ballpark idea of where I'm at. So I don't consider this an exhaustive or super thorough review, but more of an initial impressions. Anyway, moving on from there, we'll go into some of the cons. So talking about the grip texture, when I first held it, not shooting and just in dry fire and manipulating it around the house and whatnot, I thought the grip texture was great, and it felt grippy but not too crazy, and everything seemed to stick nice and tight. Once I started shooting it though, it kind of started feeling a little bit slippery, and the texture didn't seem quite as aggressive once I started actually shooting it and using it. Another thing with the grip is, and this is probably just how I'm built, but my support hand, I couldn't really get a good support hand clamp or vise in with my support hand side. And so it never felt quite like I could control recoil like some other platforms. And the only way I could sort of work around that was to get more of the meat of my support hand thumb pressing forward on the grip, as opposed to like side pressure. It's kind of hard to describe, but however it was, the way the grip was with the PDP, I just couldn't feel like I could get a really good support hand grip going. So I put that in the cons column for me. And I'm sure that's not for everyone. Another in the cons column is the recoil impulse with this. It is a lot snappier. Even like shooting standard loads through it compared to shooting plus P loads through a Glock. The Walther still feels significantly snappier. That's nothing new for me, and I rolled my eyes and I was like, yeah, whatever, when I saw that on reviews online, but it's absolutely a real thing. And then there's solutions out there like putting the extended recoil system in and changing out recoil spring weights. I wasn't super keen on that, and I kind of like to leave everything as stock as I can. So I didn't do that, but in a stock, out of the box setup, it definitely feels very punchy and just kind of squirrely under recoil. As far as the reliability, like I said, this is just kind of initial impressions and by no means like an exhaustive thing. I did have one malfunction. It was a fail to feed and it just kind of got hung up. It looked like the extractor was actually sticking a bit and the round couldn't slide up under it. I gave it a little nudge on the back of the slide, it fed, and everything was good from there on out. So overall good, but honestly I don't have enough rounds through it to really give an informed opinion on that. Let's see, what else do I have? The mags on this, I'd say they're good. They seem like really good quality. They're not insanely expensive. Overall, I liked them. My only complaint with them was they are a little bit hard to load all the way to 18. So if you're pushing 18 rounds into it, you're really working to get that last round in. And it almost feels like it shouldn't hold 18 rounds. And then once you try to seat it, like if you're trying to seat an 18 round magazine on a closed slide, you definitely feel that. And it kind of feels like you're maybe pushed it too far and it shouldn't be that way. So the mags almost feel like they're like engineered or designed to where it's like halfway between 17 and 18 rounds. But if you want to play it safe and not have any issues, I would say just load them to 17. That's pretty much it. Again, this isn't an exhaustive review. It's just kind of a general overview. Overall, I think it's a good pistol, but it's not going to replace my other striker fired guns. And for me personally, I think the Smith & Wesson and the Glocks definitely are better in a couple ways. And for my preference, I would go with those platforms. So I'm probably going to end up selling this. It was a fun experience, but like I said, those few cons and it just didn't seem to fit me quite right. And for those reasons, I'm probably going to sell it. But as always, if y'all have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.